Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome to Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. That is where we are going to be for the next 2+ hours. Not only sports on a Sunday morning, but Joe Pott is going to have our pregame. He may be inside Busch Stadium for that one today. It is a busy day over there. We're 2 days from the trade deadline. The Cardinals are taking on the Nationals this afternoon at 1:15. The Cardinals got trounced last night, 14-3. So they're going to have to shake that off and try to figure out how to get themselves off the canvas and back on board. That was not good yesterday. It basically, in summary, and we could sit here and harp on it all day. And we'll talk to Ollie Marmol. He's going to be on with us here in just a little bit. 10:15 is his scheduled time, although we're flexible and we can catch him a little later if things are getting a little busy over there, which they tend to get this time of year. We will talk to Ollie, and I don't know that we need to spend 15 minutes on what happened yesterday. I mean, they got beat in the 6th inning. They got ripped in the 6th inning. They gave up 7 runs in the 6th inning. This is a bigger picture thing as to why the Cardinals have lost 9 of 14, I think is a fair question, and where they are right now. And then you look forward to the trade deadline on Tuesday, see if they can strike, make a move or two, and then attack the rest of their schedule. John Mozeliak, the president of baseball operations, always kind enough to join us every week, is going to join us today. He will be with us live at 11:30. So make sure that you set, if you're out and about today, make sure you're back in your car at 11:30 because John Mozeliak is going to talk about the trade deadline. Now, obviously, he's not going to tell you who he's trying to trade for, nor is he going to tell you who he is trying to trade. But he did tell us last week, and this is something that I find interesting, is that I posted a summary of what he said on KMOX in one tweet. And I said basically this, that he was on with us and said he's made calls to a number of GMs, and he's gotten the sense that these teams were sort of at a fork in the road, like a crossroads. They weren't sure if they wanted to be buyers or sellers, if they were contenders or not. But he thought that this weekend, when we're in now, would give him more clarity as to what they are trying to accomplish. That was met by, I think, mostly understanding Cardinals fans that understood where they were going. But then a lot of people responded and were like, well, he didn't say anything as usual, or what's that? What clarity do you need? And the negative tone, which I get it. I was just talking, my friend Cooper Smith is here with me, and I was telling him, I think Cardinals fans started getting angry right around the time in 2016. The Cubs won the World Series. Cardinals missed the playoffs 3 years in a row and missed it by a week, but missed it. And then they went back in 19, got to the playoffs, beat the Braves, got swept by the Nationals, pandemic hit. Things have just not been the same really since 2015 when they won 100 games. And I think the slide turned some Cardinals fans off. And a lot of people have asked about that as to what is wrong with why are Cardinals fans so angry? Well, they're used to winning. I mean, they won the World Series in 2011. They went to the World Series in 13 and haven't been back. And you can call them spoiled all you want. There's a standard that's set, and Cardinals fans want to get back to the World Series. So since they saw their biggest rival win the World Series in 2016, I think there was a bit of a slide in the enthusiasm, while most Cardinals fans, I think, are still excited. Anyway, the angry Cardinals fans were saying, well, he didn't say anything. He didn't, if you listen closely to Mozeliak, and what he said there actually was pretty revealing. One, that they were active buyers, that they were talking to multiple GMs. Two, he said it right there. They were talking to teams that were not yet throwing in the white flag. He didn't say those words, but if you just hear what he said, you can name the teams probably, right? The Rangers, they weren't understanding if they were in it or not at that point. The Rays, who have since started dealing like crazy. The Giants, I'm just guessing here. He didn't say the teams, but the Giants, a team that was sort of teetering and not sure if they were still in it or not. And there are others you could name, but there are teams out there. It's not a huge group, but there were teams that were sort of wondering if they were still in it. Not the White Sox. They're out. We all know they're out. And it's been widely reported. Bob Nightingale, I believe, was the first to say that Eric Fetty was drawing interest from a lot of teams, and particularly the Cardinals. Really good starter. He's good. I don't think there's any doubt. But all these starters come at a cost. When you have a lot of teams going after a small inventory of players, the price goes up. If more teams start to push players into that pool, the inventory gets larger, but there's still a high demand for the best of the best. And what's really happening here is, a wait and see attitude on some of these teams that are going to say, we're dealing. We're going to make, let's say that the Rangers say, you know what, Nathan Eovaldi's for sale. And maybe they don't say it publicly, but they're telling GMs, yes, we're ready. Maybe that is happening as early as today. And Eovaldi would be a great Cardinal. I don't think there's any question that paired with Sonny Gray at the top of the rotation, it would look awesome. But it comes at a cost. How much stomach do you have for dealing away your top prospects? You can cross Jordan Walker off the list. I'm pretty sure they're not willing to trade Jordan Walker unless they got absolutely blown away by something. I highly, highly doubt it. I'm sure they've gotten plenty of calls, but I just don't see it. I don't see Tink Hence getting dealt either. I know that he's still a ways away from being a factor at the big league level, but he's just too good of a prospect. But there are a lot of prospects. Cardinals have some good prospects, not the top of the MLB pipeline rankings, but good ones. And some actually that they just drafted. You forget Weatherhold, you're keeping him. But there are some others that, I think there's a chance that the Cardinals would be interested in making a deal if they could package together some prospects. This is me talking, not John Mozeliak, but we're going to talk to Mo about it at 11:30. And here's the other thing about the trade deadline I wanted to bring up is, be careful what you are reading out there. I think just because somebody says, here's a scenario that I envision, like Jim Bowden, who's very respected, former GM, hosts a show on Sirius XM. I really like Jim. He's on MLB Network Radio. I was just listening to him this morning, actually. He makes sense. He talked, but he wrote a story, and it got a lot of legs because he writes for The Athletic, who is partnering with the New York Times. And when he says, here's a scenario, Blake Snell to the Cardinals. This is how I can make it happen and why I see it making sense. That doesn't mean that the Cardinals are going to trade for Blake Snell or that they are talking to the Giants. It could be, but it doesn't mean that. It means that somebody wrote up a scenario. But sometimes these things can catch wildfire and suddenly there are headlines being picked up, Giants or Cardinals in play for Snell. Well, nobody said that. If somebody came up with a scenario. Snell, could he? Yeah, it's possible. He could be dealt. I mean, the Giants, as I said, are one of those teams that are sort of teetering on the edge. He had an unbelievable game last night. He struck out 15 in 6 innings. He is on the rise. He looks like he's gotten his groove. He's got his momentum going. He feels pretty good about himself. And I'm sure the Giants feel good about him. But look, they're going to want a haul, man. He's in a 2-year, $62 million contract, so it doesn't kill you for the long term necessarily, but it's still a big chunk of money, and you're going to have to give up a big prospect. Are the Cardinals willing to do that? I don't know. Are they willing to go toe-to-toe with Brian Cashman? As John Heyman reported, the Yankees are now sniffing around the Blake Snell opportunity. So just, temper your expectations and enthusiasm and understand that a sensible deal is more realistic. I'm not saying the Cardinals aren't going to go all in. It's always possible. They've made some big deals in the past. A couple years ago, they dealt for Jordan Montgomery and Jose Quintana. That was pretty good 1-2 punch to get themselves playoff ready. We'll see what they do. But let's all in the next 48 hours keep our cool and keep our heads here and not get wild. But we will talk to John Mozeliak 11:30, which will be fun, and he'll give some information, hopefully. Ollie Marmol is on deck. It's 10:15. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. Big day. Cardinals and Nationals here at Busch Stadium. I'm Tom Ackerman. Sports on a Sunday morning, sponsored by Gray Bar.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's the land of the free and the home of student drivers ready to back into your new fence at any given time. It's firing up a round of burgers and dogs on your rusty grill with a faulty gas line that engulfs your tool shed in flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Come on in to Total Wine & More. Prices much lower than a grocery store. Spirits, wine, beer for a whole lot less. Walking down the aisles makes you stop and say, yes. From mixing cocktails, a friendly get-together, or a brunch outdoors, Total Wine has everything you need and more. With the lowest prices and best selection for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon. Always build.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
At Onder Law, we deliver big judgments for the little guy. We've negotiated over $5 billion in settlements. Onder Law takes on the biggest industries and holds them accountable. We've won millions for victims of truck accidents, drunk driving crashes, and workers' compensation. Call Onder Law, 314 or 618-9-million. That's 314 or 618-9, all zeros.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt? Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7. And we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
We're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Your air conditioning system has been getting a real workout this summer. If it needs a little help, you can count on Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling. Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling at 314-968-9900 with 24-hour service nights and weekends for any emergencies and repairs. They do give free estimates as well if you need a whole new system. Right now, they're offering no interest for 5 years on new Lennox air conditioners, and that comes with a 10-year parts and condenser warranty. 314-968-9900 or online at comfortsolutionsstl.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121.
I don't want to wait.
You never want to wait.
Not when I'm sticking to the couch.
Well, those guys can install a new AC for days. Evidently, no one can.
Jerry Kelly can install a new AC tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, even if we call it 8 tonight.
Wow, that's fast.
They're fast and they're good.
Mathematically, that actually equals got it going on.
Tomorrow, I love ya.
JerryKelly.com. Now the Manager's Chat, presented by Siteman Cancer Center. Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
Welcome back. You are listening to Sports on a Sunday Morning on KMOX. I'm Tom Ackerman. It is a thrill to be with you. Ken Aldridge is here with his group. They were the high bidders at the Provident Behavioral Health Gala, which was in February. Provident is a wonderful organization that is located right here in St. Louis. They operate the suicide hotline, and their experience is in crisis, and their experience is in, making it available for everyone. And that's the beautiful thing about Provident, which is headquartered right here in the city. Again, they operate that hotline, and they also are just a organization that has grown leaps and bounds. They do their event every year at the Chase. They raise a ton of money. I helped chip in with this auction item and MC their event. Mike Gersh, Cardinals general manager, is part of their board along with me. So a tip of the cap to Ken and to Provident for all that they have done to raise money for that organization. So they're sitting around enjoying some sports on a Sunday morning, along with my pal Cooper, who's headed to the University of Tennessee to join our man Tony Vitello, and baseball and sports out there. See what the Vols can do, except when they play Mizzou, of course. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday Morning. We're going to have Ollie Marmol, the Cardinals manager. He's a bit delayed at the office. So we have been in communication, so when we can get a free moment with him, we will talk to Ollie. In the meantime, John Mozeliak at 11:30 on KMOX. We also have a lot of trades that have gone down. So I thought what we would do, since we started talking trades, and by the way, we got a text from a listener, Seth, who said, and I anticipated this, it was either a text or a tweet that Drew Young passed along that said, hey, temper our expectations. That's funny, because our expectations are extremely low. And I totally anticipated that and get it. I get that. And you know what? That's what I'm saying, is keep your expectations not at rock bottom, because I think the Cardinals are going to make a deal, but, it's okay to keep them low too. Then you may be surprised if they do something that is of your liking. But let's be sensible here as we head into this deadline. But the Cardinals need to improve the club, and they know that. And as it stands right now, it's a good team, but it's been an inconsistent team over the last couple of weeks, and starting to rear its ugly head again is a pitching situation where they could use another arm or two. Yes, absolutely, they need a right-handed bat off the bench against left-handed pitching. But I think that if they don't make a move for a right-handed bat, it's because they think that Arenado and Goldschmidt will, as Ollie told us multiple times, eventually get going and carry them down the stretch. I don't think you can anticipate Jordan Walker being one of those right-handed bats. He's not shown enough consistency at the minor league level to translate to here right now. But a right-handed bat would be great, but that comes at a cost, and I think that the Cardinals' priority right now is a starting pitcher, and I think that their priority right now is perhaps another arm for their bullpen. And again, we'll talk to John Mozeliak and see if he'll let us know what their needs are coming up at 11:30. Here are the deals that have gone down as of right now, 10:24 a.m. Central Time, more than 48 hours before Tuesday's deadline. The Padres this morning acquired Jason Adam from the Tampa Bay Rays for 3 prospects. Adam is a good pitcher, and he is controllable through 2026. High leverage relief, 24 saves over 3 seasons with Tampa Bay, 2.30 ERA, 194 strikeouts in 164 2/3 innings. Is that good? Yes, that's good. And the Padres have picked him up. So here we go again. The teams that the Cardinals are chasing in the wild card right now, and yes, they are now chasing the Padres, the Braves, and the Mets. 2 of them have been pretty aggressive here, the Padres and the Mets, in making deals. The Mets picked up Jesse Winker from the Nationals last night. They acquired him for right-handed pitcher Tyler Stewart. Stewart's pretty good, big, tall pitcher from the Mets organization, and now Winker goes to the Mets. He has been a Cardinals killer. I mean, he now joins the Mets, who are trying to chase the Cardinals down in the wild card. The Phillies, the top of the NL East, they've acquired Carlos Estevez from the Angels. Estevez is their closer, and he's good. 20 saves for LA this year, 2.38 ERA, a pair of prospects. Yesterday, the Blue Jays revealed they are clearly sellers. They traded Danny Jansen, good catcher, to the Red Sox for 3 prospects. They also traded to the Cubs pitcher Nate Pearson. Now, you would ask, why are the Cubs buying at the deadline? The Cubs are thinking about the future. Pearson is again, controllable through 2026. They're thinking about the next couple of years, and so they grabbed Pearson. I don't see the Cubs as a factor whatsoever. They're 10 games out in the division. They're in last place right now. It would take an unbelievable run for them to even have a shot. They're sellers right now, but they grabbed Pearson for the future. That's how I see that. The Blue Jays are definitely in sell mode. The Yankees went for someone who's been in sell mode for a while, the Marlins. They traded Jazz Chisholm to the Yankees. Chisholm's an exciting player. He's fun. Outfielder, also plays infield. He's been traded to the Yankees by Skip Schumacher's Miami Marlins. Other deals. The Brewers picked up Nick Mears from the Rockies. Mears it's got a high ERA, 5.56, but don't let that fool you. He's a swing and miss guy, 57 strikeouts in 45 and a third. He goes from Colorado to Milwaukee. So the NL Central leaders add another arm to their bullpen. And those were the deals yesterday, and then that one deal this morning in which the Rays picked up Jason Adam. I think it was a deal late last night that was announced this morning from the Rays for 3 prospects. So that's your trade deadline update. We'll continue to keep an eye on it. Trade deadline is not until the end of the day on Tuesday. So there's still plenty of time, but deals are going down here left and right. And so will the Cardinals strike today and make a deal? We'll find out. Coming into town later today will be the aforementioned Texas Rangers, the team that the Cardinals beat in the 2011 World Series. And tomorrow night, Chip Carey and Joe Buck are going to do the broadcast together. It was Joe Buck who called that 2011 World Series and his famous "We Will See You Tomorrow Night" call. Tomorrow morning, Joe Buck's going to be on Total Information AM on KMOX. Looking forward to catching up with him at 9 o'clock. We'll take a break. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday Morning on KMOX. We'll be back with much more. We are at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. It's open. People are starting to come in and grab a table. This place was slammed last night. I mean, slammed. I was here yesterday at about 4 o'clock, and people were in here enjoying themselves, having drinks inside. Bally Sports Midwest Live was rocking. They had a live band, some hair band rocking out there. I mean, it was nuts. So come on down to Ballpark Village, settle yourselves in for what should be a fun Sunday afternoon of baseball. Cardinals got to get this one today. They've been trounced the last 2 days, gave up 24 runs in 2 days. It's time to lock it down. Miles Michaelis is the pitcher today at 1:15. A break and back with more Sports on a Sunday Morning live from Cardinals Nation right after this.
KMOX Weekend at your service, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
I'm Dave Glover, and I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Dr. Greg Birdie, Ranjan Maholtra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Barry. You can too. Just go to youridoc.com.
Are you tired of those unwanted, stubborn areas of fat? Do you want to lose up to 2 inches of that fat quickly and safely? Hi, this is Dr. Michael Glickert at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and we offer the latest breakthrough treatment in fat reduction without surgery through our incredible Lumara body contouring program that gently melts fat naturally, eliminating it from your body. If you want to lose inches on your thighs, arms, waist, stomach, or back, take advantage of our limited time offer of just $69 for your first treatment, which is valued at $300. You heard that right, just $69 for your first treatment. Visit us online at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I admit I was skeptical about body contouring at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, but I figured, what do I have to lose except apparently inches, because they already helped me lose 40 pounds, and then they took before and after pictures while I was doing body contouring. I did 8 treatments, and you could totally see the difference. So take advantage of this limited time offer, just $69 for your first body contouring treatment, regularly $300, by calling 314-207-8600 or online at moweightloss.com.
I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. Save big on our ready-to-move-in market homes with 3.9% financing if qualified on selected homes. Select from a wide variety of home styles and prime locations. No worries or waiting, since we have selected all the most popular features and save thousands in interest. Don't miss this opportunity to own one of these move-in ready homes. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
Our goal at Neovitin is to make supporting your nutrition as easy as possible. That's why we created the Neovitin monthly subscription. Just go to neovitin.com, choose your multivitamin, sign up, and we will do the rest. You'll receive your Neovitin multivitamin every month with no long-term obligation. You can pause or cancel at any time, and shipping is free. Each Neovitin multivitamin includes our physician-formulated proprietary blend for nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Start supporting your nutrition the easy way with Neovitin multivitamins. Sign up for a Neovitin subscription today at neovitin.com.
Philo's got a world of entertainment for you to explore with just one subscription. Sign up today and start watching all the networks you love, like A&E, MTV, Discovery, Lifetime, Hallmark Channel, and so much more. Featuring current seasons of all the best drama, true crime, reality, and family-friendly shows you can't afford to miss. And with up to 3 streams at once, you'll never have to fight about what to watch. Get started today and unlock our library of over 75,000 movies and shows, and save all your favorites with the unlimited DVR so you can rewatch them anytime, anywhere for up to a year. Philo now includes access to AMC Plus. You can discover your next obsession from its collection of hit originals like Mad Men, The Walking Dead, Killing Eve, Orphan Black, and tons of blockbuster movies. There are no contracts, no commitments, and no hassles. For just $28 a month, Philo's a better way to watch TV. So what are you waiting for? Visit philo.tv and sign up today to start your 7-day free trial. That's philo.tv.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back. Sports on a Sunday morning, sponsored by Gray Bar. We're coming to you today from Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. We've been broadcasting from this restaurant for a decade plus. When they first put this in, they put in a beautiful KMOX chrome sign into the brick above us, and we have had this great spot for a long time. And you know what? Every once in a while, I like to do sports on a Sunday morning from here. So here we are live at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. It's great to see everybody. We have a beautiful view of Busch Stadium. We look in from left field across the street from the ballpark. And soon they will open up the ballpark and get ready for a 1:15 game. Come on down. If you don't have tickets, there are some available. And we've had some good crowds this weekend. Really good. Yesterday, that crowd was disappointed, though, with a 14-3 loss to the Nationals. We've been talking a lot about the trade deadline, really concentrating on that. We'll see if the Cardinals make a deal as early as today, or if they wait until tomorrow, or they could wait until Tuesday afternoon, because Tuesday is the deadline. Got a text that are coming in. The first one I mentioned last segment, Seth texting in saying, temper our expectations. Don't think you need to worry. Trust me, our expectations are at a minimum. I don't know that Seth is speaking for everybody, because I do see some people that are hoping the Cardinals can strike big. But as I said, Seth, I totally expected that. And my expectations are kind of medium right now. I'd like to see them make a deal. I don't anticipate them making a huge splash. It's not like them. But if they do, great. If they did nothing, I'd be disappointed. And if they did something that didn't move the meter, that would be a letdown as well. I think they really want to do something that's going to improve the club, and not just one move, but multiple, I think, to add. And I mentioned the priorities from what I can tell. Another starter to move up to the top of the rotation would be great, but it's just something to stabilize the rotation would be fine. Another arm for the bullpen would be obviously welcome. And then a right-handed bat would be very nice. You know, a right-handed bat, if you could pick somebody up that's available who could make an impact and make a difference for you, that they are lacking there. And part of that is that Paul Goldschmidt is not nearly hit his MVP clip of 2 years ago. And Nolan Arenado, quite honestly, is way below what he normally does, although he's shown some signs of picking up. Wilson Contreras is a right-handed bat that obviously can make a difference. And there are some others, but they have struggled against lefty pitching. And Jordan Walker has not been a factor this year. I got a text from Bill, to Sports on a Sunday Morning's page, saying, why isn't Herrera here as that right-handed bat? And he went on to say the continual fallback plan of if Goldie and Arenado get back to what they were, well, guess what? It's the end of July. And he makes a great point. I'll answer two things. Let me go backwards. First, Goldie and Arenado have the track record that you can't just say that they're not going to do it. Eventually, one of them has the track record of taking off, and Arenado I would pick over Goldie just based on my eye test and what I've seen. But it wouldn't surprise me if Goldie went on a power binge at some point and got things going, but just his overall consistency has not been there. For whatever reason, he has not found his swing this year. Arenado is a pull hitter, and if he gets into that pull happy streak of a week where he's just yanking home runs down the line and he's blasting the ball into gaps, perhaps he can find a little magic as well. But back to Herrera. The reason Herrera is not here is Pedro Pages has taken over that second catching spot because he's a very good defender, and Herrera is not. Herrera is a good bat, but carrying 3 catchers and just bringing Herrera off the bench to be a bat once in a while is not great for his development. You want to have him catching all the time. The whole point is that he can learn how to be a good thrower and a good defender and a good pitch framer and a good game caller and all of those things. As he continues to work on those skills, that is going to be best for him. He, I don't think, can take playing time away from Pages or Contreras. Now, you could say, let's carry 3 catchers and bring Herrera off the bench. It's a fair argument, but I think the Cardinals have decided that the best path for him, and just to answer your question as to why, is that he needs to develop as a better catcher. That's why he is doing it. That's why they're doing it with him. Not to mention, and I talked about this earlier this morning on Total Information AM, he could be dealt. If somebody thinks that the Cardinals have all these great catchers, and they do, they have more coming after this. The Cardinals are like, the new catching pipeline. They traded Carson Kelly. They decided that they didn't even need Andrew Kisner anymore. So they let him go. The Cardinals have a very good amount of catching depth. Could Herrera be dealt? It's not out of the question. And so what's better to raise his value? To have him coming off the bench once in a while, or to play every day in Memphis and show that he has the skills to be a great one for the future? Again, fair question, fair argument. I'm willing to do it. But that's the answer to Bill's question here on Sports on a Sunday Morning. Let's do this. And again, Ollie Marmol was supposed to join us at 10:15. He did reach out to me and said that they had some things going on over at the ballpark down as they get ready for this game that he had to attend to, and therefore wasn't sure he'd be able to make his 10:15 hit. I told him we'd be extremely flexible, so if he's able to come on, great. If he isn't, we'll be okay. We'll move on, and we'll hear from him in our network pregame show with Mike Claiborne. We do have Lutz Pfannenstiel, sporting director for City, ready to go at 11:15. We have John Mozeliak ready to go at 11:30. We have Chris Blair, general manager, Worldwide Technology Raceway, is going to join us from Vancouver on the way at 11:45. Got a big IndyCar race coming in just 2 weeks at Worldwide Technology Raceway, so we'll talk to him about that very topic. But right now, you know what else is going on these days? The Olympics in Paris, and it is on everybody's mind. I don't know anyone right now who hasn't at least tapped in to see what's going on with the Olympics, and who better to bring on than the greatest Olympian we can think of from St. Louis, visiting with John Hancock just a short time ago. Here is Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
Something stirs in the soul when you hear the Olympic theme playing at 12:30 Central Time today. The Olympic Games in Paris, France are going to kick off, and we are pleased to be joined right now by a woman who Sports Illustrated called the greatest female athlete of the 20th century. Our own Jackie Joyner-Kersee, winner of 6 Olympic medals, 3 gold medals. She still to this day holds the world record in the heptathlon that she set over 20 years ago. She's going to be heading over to Paris sometime next week, but she's kind enough to join us today. Jackie Joyner-Kersee, welcome back to KMOX.
Thank you so much. I get chills when I hear that theme song. Yeah.
Me too. Me too. So this is, you, I think, are arguably the greatest athlete that our region has ever produced. The Olympics, the Summer Olympics, come around every 4 years. You competed in them. Tell me what's going on right now in the heads of those athletes are getting ready to have the grand procession down the Seine River. What's the feeling like for an Olympian coming up to this opening ceremony?
The feeling is like unreal, because now it has become in real time. So once they're doing the procession with the opening ceremony, this is really going to be happening. And so the anxiety and everything that occur afterwards, because the opening ceremony is a lot of fun. But then, after all that fun, now it's about competing. And so it's good that they're able to do the opening ceremony, allow some of them to relax and not think about so much of the competition. But they're in that element where the environment where it just feeds off each other with the fans and with everyone, your family and friends around you, like, wow, we are at the Olympics and these are the Olympics and they're about to commence.
Yeah, it's got to be just an amazing feeling. And here you're competing against the greatest athletes in the world. You're the world record holder in the heptathlon. There's never been a decathlon for women track and field athletes. Men have a decathlon. Do you have a feeling? Should the women's track and field events include a decathlon?
You know what? They've been pondering with that, and I've never been a fan of it. And the reason I'm not a fan of it, because I think that when it comes to grassroots programs and being able to have equipment, the pole vault pit, or access to some of the different events that's in the decathlon, which I think you would lose a lot of young people who want to do it now. They have had, different people doing the decathlon, and it's good. But for me, I just love us being able to see the best of the best dominate in the heptathlon, being able to see our young people consistently score over 6,000, then get 7,000, being where you have the interest there, people wanting to pour into the heptathlon. Yes, if they go to the decathlon, it's new, the interest, the curiosity would be there, but then that becomes fleeting, So in order to build interest in the multi-events, I think it's good. The men do the decathlon, the women do the heptathlon, and then, they could do exhibition. They want to do the decathlon, for the women.
Yeah, so Jackie, you said you were going to head over there next week. What events are you planning on seeing in person while you're there in Paris?
I would see most of, starting with all the track and field events. I'm very, very keen on the heptathlon, being able to see Anna Hall compete against Nafi and Belgium, who will be going for her third, trying to get a triple crown in the heptathlon, as well as Katrina from Great Britain. So it's going to be a great competition, and it's just good to see. I love seeing athletes that are in the multis when they score in 66, 67. If I was competing in my mind, I would be thinking that I need to score over 7,000 points if I want to win it. That's how we would be training. And so also I'd be watching the 400 hurdles with Sydney McLaughlin, who's my husband coaches her. And then, in the sprints, being able to see both the men 100 meter dash with Noah Laws, Fred Curley, Benaki, then, with Sha'Carri Richardson being able to go up against the Jamaicans, try to see if we can break that up, Gabby Thomas in the 200. The list could go on and on. So I'm going to be there, Tyra Davis in the long jump, because definitely going to be in tune to the events that I competed in and try to help us bring on, gold, silver, or bronze.
Right. Jackie, I think track and field is by far one of my favorite events to watch. Outside of track and field, what would you say your favorite Olympic sport is to watch?
Oh, wow. Now that is, I love, basketball is something I did, I love watching swimming as well. The gymnastics, Simone Biles, when you got the best of the best in the world, you want to go and see them. And I remember when my physical therapist, his name was Bob Forster. So when I was competing and he was into wrestling, so I would go watch the wrestling match. So I got to see John Smith compete a lot. And it was like, so I could just relax, get my mind away from what I was doing, boxing, whatever my schedule would allow me to do, I'm going to be able to do that. So
that is Jackie Joyner-Kersee, one of the greatest athletes on the planet, and coming from St. Louis, East St. Louis specifically. Great to hear her insights on the Olympics in Paris. Sports on a Sunday morning here at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, continuing now with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol, live from his office in Busch Stadium. Ollie, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate it.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I know that I've already seen a move that has been made this morning. You've designated Giovanni Gallegos for assignment and recalled Kyle Leahy from Memphis. That official transaction just came over. Tell us about that move, if you would.
Yeah, sorry for being late. I know we usually jump on at 10:15. The morning's been kind of crazy with a couple of different things going on, but that was one of them. And an important one, man. Gio's been really good for this organization. I know as of late, he hasn't been the same as what we saw a year or two ago, 3 ago. But, you look at the body of work and when we got him in that trade, man, he's been really good for us. And he threw some meaningful innings, got some big outs, down some tough stretches, and helped us win. And whenever somebody takes the ball as much as he has and goes about their business the way Gio does, he's a pro's pro, and there's a lot of respect in that clubhouse for him. I have a ton of respect for him. Our staff loved having him around. Unfortunately, we have to make the move and get Leahy here, and it's at his expense. But nothing but respect for Gio and what he did for the Cardinal organization.
Certainly. And Kyle Leahy, well, you and I have talked about him. There's a quiet confidence about him that I think is very likable, not to mention how the ball comes out of his hand. He has been valuable for you so far.
Very valuable. He's a young guy that got a taste of it last year and has made some adjustments, and you can just tell he's settled in. And it's good when you have the skill set, but mentally you start to believe that you belong. And we're getting the sense that Leahy has started to believe that, and we believe in him. We've trusted him. I mean, think about it. He came up and we threw him in the 8th inning the other day, right? Like there's a ton of trust in him being able to get outs, righty, lefty, doesn't matter. And he has the ability to give you multiple innings. So there's flexibility in that as well. So having him back on the roster is impactful.
And I appreciate what you said earlier, but there's, of course, no need to apologize for us. You're a busy man, and we're very grateful for the time that you give us. Just a couple of minutes left. I know that you just kind of wash away yesterday, 14-3. Things happened. It was a 6th inning that got away from you. How do you, this is related to the move today, how do you see your bullpen right now? And the second part of that would be just in general, what do you think has happened over the last couple of days? Has it just been everybody's a little off, or how do you see the Nationals able to jump on you for runs like they have?
Yeah, you look at the game, the first one, and we misplayed a ball in right that could have changed the outcome of that game, and that's going to happen, man. Our defense has been good. Our outfield play has been good. Our bullpen, when you look at how we've won a lot of games, they haven't walked people. The free passes haven't been there. And unfortunately, that's been the case the last 2 games. Roy Cross comes in. This is a guy that's attacked the zone a ton, specifically right-handed hitters. I mean, very low walk rate, and just has gone after them. And unfortunately, he walked the 8 and 9 hole and then punches out one guy and then goes ahead and walks the Thomas in the 2 hole. So it's unfortunate that it worked out that way. And then Libby felt great in the pen. He said, I have no idea. I got on the mound and the ball just wasn't coming out nearly the same as it was coming out in the pen. And there wasn't a whole lot I can do about it, and gave up a lot of contact. At that point, there's no, I hear the crowd, hey, go get him. No, we can't just keep using pitchers in a game like that. Because then they're down today. So we have 16 in a row, and you have to be able to get your out when you're out there, or else you're just you're not going to be able to finish games throughout the stretch. So he has to go longer than we would want, and we went from there. But yeah, there's a combination of things. I think the walks the last couple of days have definitely led to runs. And that's uncharacteristic to how our pen has operated this entire year. And they'll get back on track. I'm fully confident in that.
Well, that's baseball for you, that some days the ball doesn't come out of the hand well, and what baseball also can provide is a new day, and it is a bright, sunny day in downtown St. Louis. You got the Nationals right up against a 1:15 start. You've come on to join us here for a little bit, and we really appreciate it. Ollie, thank you for the time very much.
You got it, man.
Have a good one. We'll see you over there. And we'll hear from Ollie in our network pregame with Mike Claiborne as well. John Mozeliak at 11:30. Big show coming in the 11 o'clock hour. Lutz Fan and Steel of City, John Mozeliak, Chris Blair, Worldwide Technology Raceway. I'm Tom Ackerman. We'll take a break, come back right after this.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. While we celebrate the reversal of Roe versus Wade, there is still much work to be done to support life and pregnant women before they cross state lines. Together, we can provide the love, support, and options that women need to choose life for their children. Coalition Life celebrates more than 3,500 clients served and thousands of lives saved since we began this mission with you. Each one is a miracle. Over the years, day in and day out, our team has walked alongside women facing the fear and challenges of an unexpected pregnancy. Through the support of this community, we have given them hope and a path to choose life for the children they carry. Visit coalitionlife.com to give your vital support while reducing or completely eliminating your state taxes through Missouri's 70% tax credit. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com.
Saturdays are made for soccer. Presented by Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Catch St. Louis City Soccer anywhere you go on the Odyssey app. Or grab your friends and catch the game at any City on Tap location, bringing City SC fans and beer together.
Hi, my name is Indiana Voslev from St. Louis City, and Saturdays are made for soccer.
Brought to you by Together Credit Union, the exclusive banking partner of City SC.
Hi, this is Kent Newbold for Newbold BMW. Do not trust your BMW to some quickie lube place. Bring it to our award-winning service department. That's Newbold BMW in O'Fallon, Illinois, or newboldbmw.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Life is challenging and ever-changing. Take control with passive income through real estate investing. Learn how. Learn now. Let Del Walmsley and Lifestyles Unlimited's investors and mentors show you. Meet Del's team live in Kansas City. 2 days only at the Westin Crown Center, Saturday and Sunday, August 10th and 11th. Register now at DellHelpMeNow.com. That's DellHelpMeNow.com. Enter promo code DELL for a special discount offer. DellHelpMeNow.com. Code DELL.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We all know what UV rays can do to our skin, but they can also do damage to your car. Keep that from happening with 303 Protectant. 303 Protectant keeps the sun's harmful rays from causing fading and cracking in rubber, plastic, or vinyl surfaces. From the dashboard to the tires, 303 Protectant keeps your car looking new longer. Get 303 Protectant today at Advance Auto Parts. Visit 303radio.com for more information.
Broadcasting from the Underlaw Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
What's wrong with Rick? He's kind of spacey.
That's Rick's identical twin, Scott. He's not used to answering to Rick.
What's going on?
Rick asked me to keep it secret, but he asked his twin to cover his shift so he could go to Diamonds Direct to shop.
But this is a jewelry store.
Exactly. But the prices and selection are so much better at Diamonds Direct. Rick doesn't want the boss to get suspicious, so Scott's here in case the boss sees Rick at Diamonds Direct.
But that would mean that the boss is at Diamonds Direct too.
Yeah, we have a lot of secrets.
You never know who you'll run into at Diamonds Direct. With unbeatable direct importer prices, the highest quality diamonds, the most sought-after designer rings, the best customer service, the strongest guarantees in the industry, it's just a no-brainer.
You think if Scott had a mustache, he'd look like me?
Go where everyone goes. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com, official partner of the St. Louis Blues.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Our studio today is Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. We just had a move that the Cardinals made internally where Giovanni Gallegos was designated for assignment, and Kyle Leahy recalled from AAA Memphis. Ollie Marmol was a bit delayed in joining us at his normal 10:15 time, but he did join us at 10:45 to talk a little bit about that move. There is John Mozeliak on the schedule today. There's Lutz Pfannenstiel. There's Chris Blair. Mo, I'm sure you're interested in hearing what he has to say. Will be with us at 11:30. Are there more moves to come? We will find out. Back after the news, and then we will kick off the 11 o'clock hour with a rundown of what has happened here 2 days before the MLB trade deadline. We're coming to you from right outside Busch Stadium. Back after this.
1-800-GOT-JUNK recycles because it conserves our natural resources.
We donate the donatables so they can be loved and used by another family.
Recycling saves us money. The less we take to the landfill, the more we save.
It also saves you money. Spending less on landfills helps keep our prices low.
People love to see a win-win scenario, but we've created a win-win-win-win scenario.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
It's summer, and there are two things that homeowners might have on their mind: moles ruining their lawn and stinging insects ruining their parties. Here's what you need to do. Call Rottler. Rottler offers the most advanced and highly effective mole elimination programs available, and you don't even have to be home for them to do the service. And if bees and wasps are scaring your kids and guests, know that those insects can also cause damage to your home. Rottler's effective treatment keeps bees and wasps at bay. Call 877-ROTTLER or rottler.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again. My blood pressure went down and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Join Mark Patrick Seminar's early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. That's right. Seminars Tuesday, August 13th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis, and Wednesday, August 14th at the 4 Points by Sheraton, St. Louis, Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
KMOX KEZK HD2 St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals. KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend Dog Food.
I'm Monica Ricks. Swimming, surfing, rugby, and dozens more Olympic events are on tap today in Paris. Team USA men's basketball just tipped off a couple minutes ago against Serbia. And earlier today, it was gymnastics led by Simone Biles.
Like completely mind-blowing. They're just so good and talented, and it's amazing to get to be here and see them do that.
CBS's Wendy Gillette is there too.
Simone Biles was brilliant, hitting on all 4 events despite re-injuring her calf muscle warming up for floor. Her coach, Cecile Landy.
A couple weeks ago, she felt, but after that it stopped and then just a little bit again today.
She says it improved during the competition.
On bars, she started to feel better.
And overall, it did not affect her performance.
It was pretty amazing.
The team final is Tuesday. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Paris.
Here at home, Vice President Harris has a lot of momentum just a week into her presidential campaign. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's reportedly on her list of potential running mates.
Our candidate is the Energizer Bunny. She's been everywhere all the time over the last several days.
Pritzker on ABC's This Week. Harris's campaign announcing this morning she's also raised $200 million so far. Former President Trump stumped last night in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
They took him out of the fight and they put a new fighter. We have a new victim now, Kamala. We have a new victim.
Trump also referred to Harris as radical while discussing her position on issues like abortion and blamed the Biden administration for the violence happening in the Middle East. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer responded this morning to a rocket strike in the Middle East that killed 12 people, including children, in Israeli-controlled Golan Heights. Israel blames Hezbollah.
We know that Iran, through its surrogates, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, is really the real evil in this area. And Israel has every right to defend itself against Hezbollah like they do against Hamas.
The attack comes as Israel and Hamas continue ceasefire negotiations. New blood tests could help diagnose Alzheimer's disease faster.
A new study of about 1,200 patients by Lund University in Sweden found that using traditional exams, a primary doctor's initial diagnosis was 61% accurate. Specialists were 73% accurate. Blood tests, 91% accurate.
To CBS's Christopher Cruz reporting, Marvel had a huge day at Comic-Con. That's a crowd going bonkers when it was announced Robert Downey Jr. will be back not as Iron Man, but as villain Dr. Doom in a pair of Avengers movies. The first will be out in 2026. Marvel also introducing the Red Hulk, played by Harrison Ford. This is CBS News.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is freeze-dried dog food. Save up to 54% off your first order, plus a free bag of cod Krispies. They're wild-caught cod skin treats. Text DOGS to 511-511. Text fees may apply.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11:03, we have cloudy skies and 82 downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story this hour, the saying, no good deed goes unpunished, is especially true for a couple of men in North St. Louis.
Police say the Good Samaritans were robbed early Saturday morning while attempting to help 2 women who flagged them down. It happened in the 2800 block of North Van Deventer Avenue in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood. As the victims approached a black SUV, one of the women brought out a gun and stole their cell phones and wallets, but the men were not hurt. Police don't have any leads on the suspects yet. Julie Carpenter, KMOX News.
In a case similar to Christopher Dunn's, a St. Louis County man will have his motion to vacate hearing.
Marcellus Williams remains on death row, but will have a day in court next month after the Missouri Supreme Court rejected Attorney General Andrew Bailey's appeal to stop the motion to vacate hearing. The hearing is scheduled for August 21st, almost a full month before Williams is set to be executed for the killing of a Post-Dispatch reporter in 1998. In a statement, Williams' attorney, Tricia Rojo Bushnell, says they are relieved the Missouri Supreme Court turned away Attorney General Bailey's latest attempt to prevent the circuit of court from considering evidence they believe will show Williams' innocence. Williams' attorneys and St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell believe new DNA evidence will show Williams was not the killer. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
A small earthquake was reported in O'Fallon, Illinois. The U.S. Geological Survey tracked a 2.4 magnitude quake in O'Fallon around 2 o'clock Saturday morning. The USGS received reports from about a dozen people on the earthquake as of Saturday afternoon. No injuries were reported, but they still want residents to report any earthquake experiences to help with scientific research. What weighs nearly 15 million pounds and is secured by 75,333 bolts?
It's the new eastbound span of the Interstate 270 chain of rocks bridge that's really taken shape over the Mississippi River. Contractor the Walsh Group reported the installation of the final girder on the span recently. There are 298 of them. Deck pouring will happen over the next several months. IDOT hopes to have traffic on the first of the 2 new spans by the end of this year. Brad Choate, KMOX News.
A mix of clouds and sun this afternoon, a high of 89, maybe a thunderstorm somewhere. Partly cloudy and muggy overnight, low of 76. Storms possible the next 3 days. Temperatures increasing, 93, then 96 on Tuesday, 97 on Wednesday. Right now it's 82 in St. Peters, 80 in Florissant, 82 downtown at the Arch. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
This is the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
And that takes us to Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. That's where we are for another hour here of Sports on a Sunday morning, sponsored by Graybar. Tom Ackerman with you. Great to be with you. Our producer is Drew Young. We have a great group here. Ken Aldridge and team are here from Provident Behavioral Health's Gala. They were the auction winners. They've been hanging out and enjoying life with us. Cooper Smith is here. He's on his way to the University of Tennessee. He has been spending some time with our Ethan Hannaford as a play-by-play broadcaster for the O'Fallon Hoots. And it's great to have him along with us here today at our location here at Cardinals Nation. We also had Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol with us late in the 10 o'clock hour. He was a little later than normal because the Cardinals made a transaction today. They designated Giovanni Gallegos for assignment and recalled Kyle Leahy from Memphis. Ollie going into that in depth about how Gio has been a big part of what they do for a number of years, a high leverage reliever, but he also showed great respect to Leahy and what he's been able to do in some high leverage situations recently, including a recent eighth inning. He's cool, confident. Number 62, Kyle Leahy, rejoining this team. Now, are there more moves to come? We'll see. We're going to be joined by John Mozeliak this hour. He's at the bottom of the hour at 11:30. Again, we respect his time very much. He agreed to do that last night, so we will, of course, hold him to it. But if he has something else going on, I mean, it is what it is. It is a very busy time. The MLB trade deadline is just 2 days away. Let me run through what has happened so far in the deadline, just so that you're up to date real quick on some of the trades that have gone on. We just mentioned the Cardinals transaction. Gio designated for assignment. Leahy is recalled from Memphis. Here's what's happened as of this morning. The Padres made a move for Jason Adam. They get him from the Rays for 3 prospects, Dylan Lesko, Homer Bush Jr., and J.D. Gonzalez. Adam's good, and he is controlled through 2026. Good reliever. He'll pitch for them in the late innings, 24 saves over 3 seasons. But he is a strikeout guy, 194 strikeouts in 164 and 2/3 innings, and an ERA of 2.30. That is solid. The right-hander Jason Adam goes from the Rays to the Padres. The Rays have been busy. They dealt Zach Eflin, their starter, to the Orioles. They dealt Randy Arozarena, the former Cardinal, to the Mariners. So the Rays are absolutely in sell mode. They are sending pieces out, acquiring prospects, and trying to reload for 2025. The Mets are in. They are no longer the mediocre Mets, and they could end up being a very good Mets team if they get aggressive here at the deadline. They have picked up Jesse Winker from the Nationals, who was just here last night playing for the Nationals. They got Winker out of there. He is on his way to the Mets. And a left-handed bat who's had a very good resurgence this year, outfielder, joins the Mets in 2024. The Mets and the Padres and the Braves are all tied for the 3 wildcard spots, with the Cardinals sitting 2 games back. Diamondbacks are actually in front of the Cardinals right now. They're just a half game out of the wild card. Cardinals are 6 games behind the Brewers. The Brewers made a move yesterday. They acquired Nick Mears, the right-handed reliever from the Rockies, who has a very high ERA, but doesn't everyone in Colorado? He struck out 57 batters in 45 and a third innings. Again, swing and miss right-handed pitcher that the Brewers like. They're trying to stack some arms for their bullpen. Elsewhere, American League, the Red Sox picked up catcher Danny Jansen from the Blue Jays, who are in sell mode right now. The Blue Jays sent Jansen to the Red Sox, so they now have 3 very good catchers in Boston, actually. Connor Wong, Reese McGuire, and now Danny Jansen for 3 prospects. The Blue Jays also sent pitcher Nate Pearson to the Cubs for infielders an infield prospect and an outfield prospect. Now, why are the Cubs making a deal for Pearson at the deadline? He's controllable, and he's someone that they think they could probably hang around for the next couple of years as they build for the future. Also yesterday, the Yankees traded for Jazz Chisholm Jr. He's given the Cardinals and a lot of other teams some problems. He was an all-star in 2022. He converted to center field. He has seen reps, though, at second base as they've been showcasing him a little bit, so he can be an infielder and outfielder. The Yankees went out and got him. The Yankees will probably be aggressive here the next couple of days as their fans, a lot like Cardinals fans, are frustrated. I mean, the Yankees haven't been to the World Series since 2009 when they won it. And the Cardinals have been twice since then. So you think you're frustrated with the Cardinals not getting back to winning ways in the World Series. The Yankees fans are beside themselves. You know how they are. They can get ticked off in just about anything. So Jazz Chisholm is going to the Yankees. He'll be fun for them. They sent 3 prospects the Marlins way for Chisholm. That is really what's happened over the last day or two. The Friday moves, Ryan Stanek goes to the Mets from the Mariners. Zach Eflin, as I mentioned, went to the Orioles. Those happened on Friday, not to mention what we saw earlier with Arozarena earlier in the week going to the Mariners. James Paxton went to the Red Sox. Those were deals that happened. The Diamondbacks, who are in the hunt in the wild card, they acquired A.J. Puck from the Marlins, good left-handed reliever. So we'll see where this all goes as the Cardinals get closer to the trade deadline. John Mozeliak joins us at 11:30. When we come back, though, we'll be joined by sporting director for St. Louis City SC, Lutz Pfannenstiel, as they had a good night last night, beating FC Dallas in the League's Cup. We'll get his take on it, and we'll play the highlight that broke the tie, and Lutz was on the highlight. We'll explain. From Y98 FM, I'm Tom Ackerman on KMOX. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday Morning, sponsored by Gray Bar.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold for Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW, a family-owned dealership group that has been around for 50 years as a Toyota dealer and 25 years in O'Fallon, Illinois. So come see us. That's Newbold Toyota in O'Fallon or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
We're joined once again by Dr. Colleen Bosler of the Audiology Center. Doctor, let's address the elephant in the room. Over-the-counter hearing aids.
Charlie, it's no secret that a cheap amplified listening device has been on the market for years. But what makes these devices different in recent news is that they now can market them as hearing aids. So there is a newfound interest. But it's important to understand that these devices do not have a prescription for the patient's specific loss, which can be dangerous and ineffective. And at the Audiology Center, I love to help people, educate them, get them to know the major differences, and I want to guide them towards what's best for their individual needs.
Well, thank you, Doctor. Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center. Make an appointment today at 636-441-7470 or simply online at audiologycenterstl.com. KMOX.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been hurt on the job, you don't need the biggest law firm. You need the best. Onder Law, voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis, is the insurance company playing games, trying to deny the medical treatment you need, refusing to pay your lost wages. Let Onder Law fight for the benefits you deserve. Injured on the job? Call Onder Law for free. 314 or 618-9-million. That's 314 or 618-9, all zeros.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Arnold starts it up, hesitates, right, but he scores!
Yes! Come on!
Goes to pauses left on the ground! All right, Lutz, here we go on 3. 1, 2, 3. City
I can't do this, I with you.
Hartle with a changeup.
I thought you did pretty well. Lutz Pfannenstiel joining us, sporting director of St. Louis City SC. What a fun night last night. 2-1. They beat FC Dallas, and congratulations on getting the League's Cup off to a great start. Lutz, how are you?
Not too bad today. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing great over here at Cardinals Nation, Ballpark Village, getting ready for the Cardinals and the Nationals, and the MLB trade deadline is 2 days away. As you can imagine, we are monitoring that very closely. How about a couple of acquisitions by City coming through yesterday? That was a very good day for your team.
Yeah, bringing the new players in, of course, was great with Marcel and Cedric. We knew that they made our team better. That's for sure. That's 2 high-level players. The only question was, as Marcel just came in on Sunday, same as Simon Becker, by the way, on Sunday. So they only had 3 sessions together, and then it's always about gelling. So it's not just about the quality of the players, but they need to get to know each other. They need to train together. They need to get everything automated in their heads, how we play. So for that, I think it was definitely a promising start. However, I think there is much more we have in the kitty once they really, match fit. We also have to say they definitely not 100% match fit yet. So for them too, Marcel and Cedric going for nearly 70 minutes was great. And I agree, it was a good start. It was a team which we usually struggled to create against Dallas. I think we did okay yesterday, but there's still lots of room for improvement. There is still we still have a bit of time to actually use the Leagues Cup to not just to try to go as far as possible. There is silverware on the table, so that's important. But on the other hand, we also want to get our mindset for the final 9 games. And they will be big for us, and that's, I think, where it was a good start yesterday.
Absolutely. I mean, it gives you an opportunity to see. Other teams will also get an opportunity to see how you play with Marcel and Cedric, but it gives you a great chance to see what you have in front of you. And what you have in front of you right now in this moment is kind of a fresh start. Doesn't it feel that way? I mean, I know that you're looking at the rest of the season, but something to play for, having that change in mentality, starting at 0, has to be beneficial.
Yeah, not just mentality, I think also momentum. You felt during the week that, we will be a different team, and we still want to turn around that 2024 season. And, we discussed it 100 times basically every Sunday. And I'm not here to make excuses, but it is one of the seasons where you're just running out of ideas because we have injuries. You have injuries coming back all the time, and you suddenly have to bring up players from City 2. You have to really be creative to get 11 players out on the field and have a very young bench. And then suddenly within 1 week, we're getting players back from injury, we're adding some players, and you feel that the players start to believe. The players are feeling that shift of momentum, and straight away the confidence grows. And that was yesterday. Even after being 1-0 down, I always had the feeling, we have enough firing power and quality on the field that we will score in every single attack we made. So we looked just so much more dangerous. And I think that was the positive take from that game, that teams need to watch out again, because we are able to score, we are able to create, we are more dangerous. We are also deeper again in our setup.
But it was only one game, Tom. So I can do the dance now, and I can celebrate, and I can sing for you. City leads 100 times. It doesn't matter. In the end of the day, what matters is the week now. When we will be training this week, we need to work hard. There's another game against Juarez, then hopefully a few more games in the League Cup, and then there is a long season still to play till early winter or late autumn. So everything what happened yesterday, it was nice, and now it's back to basics. Get better, get used to each other, and win some games.
How do they look, Cedric, and in particular Marcel, with Leuven? Because I know that he was also, as you were, very influential in making them feel like St. Louis was a great destination. How does it look on the pitch with Leuven involved?
Yeah, the three of them, they played together in the under-21 German national team for many years. Edu and Cedric, they played together in Nuremberg in the same team for 4 years. So these guys, they know each other since a long time. They grew up together. So I think you could see that there is a lot of chemistry there. And that's very important. So if you look it up the way we set up yesterday, Edu as a 6, and then Marcel and Cedric more as an 8 and a 10. So it's kind of like that spine, what we always spoke about. Then Marcel is smart enough to go more to the left side. So they do understand each other already, well, I would say since years, many really, really well. But haven't played together now for a few years. So that also takes a few days' time. But that knowing each other and having a history together, and lots of these guys also having a history with me, makes it, of course, just from the imagination part, much, much easier that we can do a little bit of damage.
What did you think of Simon out there last night, Lutz?
Honestly, I was very impressed. That's another story which people haven't really picked up, but we tried to get Simon in 2022 when he was still with SLU, but because we did not play MLS, we couldn't draft. So Vancouver literally nicked him right under our nose and took him over there. Then I tried to bring him in last year, and Vancouver didn't want to sell or trade, and he ended up in Denmark. And our luck was literally that the Danish team eventually got relegated, and going down from the first into the second division has a financial impact. So when the opportunity occurred last week, and I saw that Simon might be available, we were actually in Seattle at the away game, and I think I was for 9 hours straight on the phone with Denmark to get that fixed in the middle of the night. We got it done within 24 hours, and I think what you saw yesterday is a player which fits very well into our structure, very well into our mentality. He's a hardworking player. He's a Midwestern boy, which helps a lot from his idea of how to play football. Well, he worked hard. He got a penalty for us, which was a decisive moment in the game. And him and Klaus up there in the future, I feel actually right now I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I bet. It's probably emotional for him too, and that's exciting to have him involved and being here in St. Louis. Lutz, we're going to talk to John Mozeliak, the Cardinals president of baseball operations, here next. And certainly he's a busy man, as you are, always looking to improve the team. I'm sure you can relate to what he has to go through and others at your position. What do you think people maybe don't understand about a general manager, a president of operations, a sporting director, about what you're constantly doing to improve the team? We always ask, do you have urgency to improve this team? Aren't you always, even when the transfer window is not open, looking and trying to figure out ways to add?
You just put a smile on my face, because there is this running joke in the office that when I call my people to do things, that I always say it's urgently, but Americans apparently looking at urgently different than I do. And everything I ask them is urgently. So, yeah, the urgency is a big part of my life. I know that John have a lot of work there right now. For me, I'm still not done. I still will bring in something in the next few days. So we probably, when we talk next week, maybe by now we know. So it's a constant movement. It's not just that you're getting ready for a transfer period and you have 6 weeks where you're trying to do the magic. Everything is going on over the whole year. And sometimes you get a player you want, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you go for option B, sometimes you have to go for option C. But it never stops. So in my case, working a lot with the European market, you can imagine that the hours of sleep are limited, because I need to start at 3, 4 a.m. in the morning to get the people on the phone over there. which is not always the most pleasant thing. But that's the way it is, and I think we had a decent transfer period in January, but other things didn't work. In the end of the day, that's all that we wanted, and now we needed to I would say, sort a few things out, improve a few things, but just really work on the details. That's what we did. We added already a big number of players, and as I said, I'm not there yet. We're not far off where I want to be. And then also not just thinking about 24, but think about 25 and 26 as well.
That's really good insight right there. And I'm up at 4 a.m. as well on the broadcasting side. Speaking of
you
that,
give me a shout. Just give me a call at 3:59. We can have a coffee chat together.
Yeah, we'll have a coffee before I go in the air. Speaking of that, just real quick, I enjoyed hearing you on the broadcast yesterday. That's always fun.
That's one. I'm the most superstitious person in the world. I think people who pay attention see it on my clothing. If I win, I don't change. And lots of other things. So I think Joey and Dale, they probably have to bear with me again next week, because I will pop out of the blue and we'll talk to them for a few minutes. And if it works again, then I might just jump on there once in a while now.
I don't see any reason why not. That sounds great. Lutz, thank you so much. Appreciate you being with us.
Thanks, Tom. Have a nice Sunday.
Always great. You too. Great to talk to Lutz Pfannenstiel, sporting director for St. Louis City SC. When we come back, we'll chat with John Mozeliak, Cardinals president of baseball operations, also a busy man. Trade deadline is Tuesday. Cardinals getting ready to take the field to play the Nationals this afternoon at 1:15. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday Morning. We are coming to you from Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, and we'll be back right after this.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
I see clearly now, thanks to the doctors, Birdie, Malhotra, Brusati, Royer, and Barry. You can too. Go to youridoc.com.
What's wrong with Rick? He's kind of spacey.
That's Rick's identical twin, Scott. He's not used to answering direct.
What's going on?
Rick asked me to keep it secret, but he asked his twin to cover his shift so he could go to Diamonds Direct to shop.
But this is a jewelry store.
Exactly. But the prices and selection are so much better at Diamonds Direct. Rick doesn't want the boss to get suspicious, so Scott's here in case the boss sees Rick at Diamonds Direct.
But that would mean that the boss is at Diamonds Direct too.
Yeah, we have a lot of secrets.
You never know who you'll run into at Diamonds Direct with unbeatable direct importer prices, the highest quality diamonds, the most sought-after designer rings, the best customer service, the strongest guarantees in the industry. It's just a no-brainer.
You think if Scott had a mustache, he'd look like me?
Go where everyone goes. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Official partner of the St. Louis Blues.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Smokey the Bear. After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com, or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people were born with fire under their bum. That's a metaphor for hustle, spunk, good old get up and go. But hustle's hard to find, and when it's hot outside and your inside's losing its cool, it's exactly what you need. Good news. When you call Jerry Kelly because things are going 5-alarm at your place, rest assured you're speaking with a company comprised of folks with fires ablaze beneath their respective behinds, just burning to get you and yours cool again.
JerryKelly.com. KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, where it is hopping here today. These tables have filled up. I see a few open ones if you want to come by and grab something to eat before the game. We are Sports on a Sunday morning, and we are joined by Cardinals President of Baseball Operations, John Mozeliak, who certainly is a busy man. When isn't he, though? Good morning, Mo, and thanks very much for being with us.
Good morning, Tom.
It's good to be with you. I know that we're getting closer to the trade deadline. I wanted to bring up first the official transaction of designating Giovanni Gallegos for assignment and recalling Kyle Leahy to the club. Tell us about that move and what is behind that.
A couple things. One, it was we obviously needed a fresh arm, especially after last night. And when we look at what's transpiring over the next few days with the trading deadline coming, once the trading deadline comes and goes, you no longer can trade a player. So a player can be a waiver claim and transferred to a new organization, but you don't have the ability to actually trade. So we knew we were going to be running out of spots at some point. We needed the fresh arm. So with the DFA, now we might have the ability to try to do something with Gio in the next 48 hours. And then if not, obviously then he will be granted a likely release. But in the short term, we needed a fresh arm. Leahy, when he's up here, he's been throwing the ball well. When he's in Memphis, he looks good. So, hopefully we can keep that moving. And then with the trading deadline approaching, obviously we got a lot of balls in the air. We're going to see what makes the most sense for us. Interesting, though, that you have seen a lot of movement in the last 2 or 3 days, which is, I guess, encouraging. And so, we're just going to keep grinding up here and see if we can't find something that makes us better.
You told me a week ago that this weekend there would be more clarity, that you had talked to a number of teams, general managers, but you were kind of seeing that, the sense that a lot of them were at a crossroads or a fork in the road as to what they wanted to do and where they were in terms of contention. Has that started to clear up? Are you seeing the market? And is this an indication of that clearing up?
I think that's an indication, and I think there's been clearly some teams that are willing to break up their club and point to the future. And I think over the next 48 hours, you're probably going to see a little more of that.
When you're looking at, and of course, there's a wide range of things that a club could want. Is it fair to narrow down right now what your needs are? I mean, are you able to talk about that, what you're really out there looking for in terms of needs for this club?
Well, I think what we're trying to do is figure out a way to
ensure our depth at pitching, whether that's a starter, reliever, bowl. I think if we can try to help our club from the right side of the plate, we'd like to do that. So we're going to, keep exploring a lot of different things. And, the good news is we still have 48 hours. Bad news is we only have 48 hours.
True. And it is at the end of the business day on Tuesday. The MLB trade deadline is upon us. And, as the bigger names become available out there, you've told me many times that there will be a lot of teams going after said pitching, maybe even help at the plate, but certainly pitching. Does it really come down to, Mo, the stomach for which prospects do we want to give up? And by the way, I might add, and I think you might agree with me here, is that when you see these rankings that are put out there of prospects, those aren't always accurate. I mean, isn't it about what a team has been watching and what they specifically need and covet? I mean, rankings kind of fluctuate, don't they, when it comes to prospects?
I think understanding teams' top ranked prospects is not all that tricky because, the measurement of performance is pretty easy to identify. I think where what you're trying to avoid is making mistakes on more lower end players that you're just not sure what they are yet. And they're emerging. And so clearly you hope that from an internal standpoint, you have a better view of what those players look like. But I can tell you, I mean, even in the course of the last week, we've had people ask us about players on our DSL team. So, I mean, it's, people are willing to take, shots on goal or long shots, if you will, and take the patient play, hoping they get a real valuable asset. So and you really hate to be the one that gives something like that up in these types of deals. So you want to be very careful on that as well. But I will say I feel pretty confident in how we do our internal evaluations, and I think we have a pretty good grasp on that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Where do you see yourself right now as a club kind of shifting to the current on-field product? I mean, obviously you're a contender. You're 2 games out of the wild card. You're 6 games out of the NL Central, but things have kind of slipped here. The last 14 games, you've dropped 9. What do you see there? What has happened over the last couple of weeks?
Well, we haven't played our best baseball most recently, and that's disappointing. Ultimately, we got to get back to where we were, and that's where you're seeing production from your offensive side of the thing. Really, 1 through 9. We can't just sit there and just wait for guys to get hot. It's going to have to be everybody's contributing. And then I do think from a bullpen standpoint, these guys have been used. I know we're coming off the All-Star break, but trying to find some balance in there with this group is important. So, hopefully, even having somebody like a Leahy come up, he can generate leverage innings in that right lane and see what we have. But, clearly we got to find some of that all around quality baseball again and not, looking just for a couple people to get hot kind of thing.
Final thing, what was it like to be able to be around the 04 team again? And the 64 team was celebrated as well, but I was, as you were, around that 04 team. You were very much involved in helping build that squad. I covered them from start to finish. What an unbelievable team and great guys. They were special. Yeah, that was an amazing club, really. Probably the best baseball team I was ever a part of. They were, amazing when you think about just from an offensive standpoint. You had Pujols, Edmonds, and Roland that were, just on fire that year, and then the rest of the team around it was uber impressive. But it was great just seeing some of the faces that you don't see regularly, and it was fun saying hello to some of those guys and just catching up. So. It's hard to believe it was 20 years ago, but it's a club that I'll never forget. Yeah, it's mind blowing for sure. John, we appreciate this. Always great to have you on KMOX. Thank you for doing it.
All right, thank you.
We'll catch up with you soon. John Mozeliak, just 2 days before the trade deadline, giving us an update for the last 10 minutes here on Sports on a Sunday Morning on KMOX. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll review what we've learned on the show today. We'll also have Chris Blair, General Manager of Worldwide Technology Raceway. Huge event coming August 16th and 17th. IndyCar, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at the racetrack in Madison, Illinois, 5 minutes from downtown St. Louis. Back in a moment. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday Morning, live from Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, sponsored by Gray Bar.
I'm Debbie Monterey, and I see more clearly thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Make your appointment today at 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
The pitch.
Do you dream about calling Cardinals games?
Goldschmidt swings, and he hits
If so, the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum is for you. Learn about play-by-play, reporting, interviewing, and working with pro athletes from the best broadcasters in the business. John Rooney, Chip Carey, Rick Horton, Brad Thompson, and more. The Sportscasters Forum is Thursday, September 19th at Live by Lowe's. Tickets include 3 educational sessions, lunch, and a ticket to that evening's Cardinals game. For details, go to MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. This could be your final opportunity to secure the carefree villa home of your dreams at the Preserve in Afton. Our homes provide a lifestyle of convenience and relaxation, free from the hassles of lawn care, landscaping, and snow removal. With prices starting in the 400s, we will build to order or select from one of our 6 move-in ready designer market homes and save thousands, including special 3.9% financing if qualified. Visit McKelveyHomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
Just imagine being walked all over for 36 years. Who would do that? The great customers of Reinhold Flooring, that's who. For over 3.5 decades, Reinhold Flooring has been the mecca for carpet, hardwood, vinyl, laminate, and area rugs. Reinhold Flooring is customer-driven with a focus on top-quality products and installations from the best team in the business. So come on in and walk all over your next flooring at Reinhold Flooring. Visit them at 5429 Telegraph Road in St. Louis or online at reinholdflooring.com.
CARE STL Health proudly hosts Project O, the 5th annual opioid awareness walk run in Forest Park, August 3rd. Choose from a 5K or 1-mile route. Registration is free, with donations appreciated. There will be giveaways and awards for attendees. Join CARE STL Health as they amplify awareness of the opioid crisis, honor those lost to addiction, and bring together community resources to support those affected by the opioid epidemic. CARE STL Health Project O walk run is Saturday morning, August 3rd in Forest Park. Visit carestlhealth.org to register.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
What better way to support your nutrition than with the multivitamin that was created right here in St. Louis? Neovitin Original Multivitamin was created by St. Louis physician Dr. Ribicki to support his own nutrition when he needed it most. Now, Neovitin Original Multivitamin is formulated with sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and Dr. Ribicki's proprietary blend to give you nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Neovitin is now conveniently available through our no-obligation monthly subscription. Cancel or pause at any time, and shipping is free. Support your nutrition with a subscription to Neovitin at neovitin.com today.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is your friend with the truck.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
All our people are in uniforms.
And our trucks are clean and shiny.
And big.
We leave spaces empty and clean.
For you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Let's face it. Planning for retirement can be overwhelming and stressful. And things like record inflation, rising interest rates, the threat of a recession, and the possibility of Social Security disappearing all feel like roadblocks to reaching that retirement finish line. All of these issues can have a major impact on your life savings. So the question is, what are you doing about it? Join the All Financial Group August 22nd and the 27th at Cooper's Hawk for a presentation providing you with the tools, insight, and proven strategies that can help you overcome these retirement roadblocks. Seating is limited and you must register to attend. Call 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go to yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice.
Broadcasting from the Underlying Three Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. We are here at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. Interesting conversation there with John Mozeliak as he confirmed that the move for Giovanni Gallegos being designated for assignment gives them the option to deal him if they need to by the trade deadline on Tuesday. They only have a couple of days to make a trade, so they're opening themselves up to that possibility of trading Gio. Kyle Leahy has been recalled from Memphis. John Mozeliak also telling us that teams have been asking about players going as far down in the minor league system as you possibly can, kind of taking their shots that maybe one of those players will flourish into a great prospect. And he agreed with me on, these rankings of prospects do fluctuate, not necessarily the top prospects. Those are pretty solid, but that middle prospects can move up and down depending on what teams need. And he's getting calls and he's making calls, and he's gotten an indication certainly over the last couple of days with all the moves that have happened that the market is moving and that these teams have found more clarity as to who's a seller and who is a buyer. So we're starting to narrow the field a little bit as to who the contenders are, and the Cardinals are clearly a contender in the National League. They've fallen back, though, a little bit. John Mozeliak, full interview available right now on the Odyssey app starting at 11:30, and if you want to wait until we get it posted on the Sports on a Sunday Morning podcast page, we'll have that up shortly. Right now, we are joined by the general manager of Worldwide Technology Raceway, and that's Chris Blair, who has a big day ahead of him, and that would be August 16th and 17th. As IndyCar comes back to St. Louis with the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. Good morning, Chris. How are you? I do not hear Chris. So if that is the case, then we may have lost Chris Blair. Do we have Chris, Drew?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
All right, we're going to try to redial Chris as that we have lost him momentarily, but that's okay. That's a cell phone. He's out in the north. There he is. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I hear you great. Yes, sir.
Hey, Tom. Good, man. Doing good. Okay,
good.
Great.
No big deal. If we lose you, we lose you. But I wanted to make sure that we get you on to talk a little bit about what's happening with IndyCar August 16th and 17th. Are you ready for this? Another night race on the 17th for the Bommarito Automotive Group 500.
Yeah, the fans are really excited about that, the return to Saturday racing, and so are we. So it should be a fantastic event, evening show. It's always special. And this year's event, it's starting a little bit earlier with the 5:30 green flag start, so it'll be going from daylight into the lights. So that's going to be a fantastic show that we're really excited about.
IndyCar is so much fun and is a big part of what has built Worldwide Technology Raceway. NHRA was the anchor that first got Curtis Francois and his group going. And then when IndyCar came in, I thought that really took you to another level. It gave you that worldwide audience again and an international feel. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, sure. And, the great thing about it now with IndyCar is we see in so many of these teams that are also with Formula One ties, such as McLaren and Andretti and all those amazing teams. It adds that whole new international element to the show. So it's absolutely fantastic. It's really they're broadening their base TV package with them on Fox. The IndyCar is really poised for a good position to even grow even more than what we've been in the last few years.
And we're starting to get back to, again, the popularity of IndyCar like it was when it was really rolling in the 80s and I guess part of the early 90s before the IRL cart split, and then they were able to come back together, and here they are with that big audience. Chris Blair joining us, Worldwide Technology Raceway, hosting the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 on Saturday at 5:25, August 17th. How are tickets going for that one, and what can people do to get in there? I'm sure, you've got some hospitality options, too, for some of these companies in St. Louis if they want to grab one.
Yeah, ticket sales are going really, really well. And, one of the great things about the Bommarito event is the Bommarito fan experience where it's like the top of the tops when it comes to hospitality experiences. And John and Chuck and everybody over at Bommarito, they've done a fantastic job building that program. It's one of the most talked about things in all of IndyCar races, one of the greatest experiences. So that's coming back once again. And that plus the displays that we have at the racetrack, too, great. We got the Gateway Garage that's going to be transformed this year with a new look for the IndyCar race. I think fans are really going to enjoy. Plus, it's all the extras that we add to the show as well with the music. And we're going to have the SICW Championship Wrestling come back on Saturday for the Midway. So it's going to be a good party all weekend long.
What are people saying? What are the reviews on NASCAR as you just ran for the third time the Enjoy Illinois 300? NASCAR is a huge undertaking. Without a doubt, you've tried to add to it every year. What is NASCAR saying? What are the fans saying?
Well, the feedback has been absolutely incredible, and we've been anxiously awaiting to make a really big announcement here. With the NASCAR schedule for next year, there's going to be some exciting changes that people are going to be really, really happy about. There's going to be a few weeks ago, and NASCAR is working through buttoning up the schedule, but when it comes out, there's going to be some exciting everybody in the St. Louis region and the Enjoy Illinois 300. Like we said, the St. Louis have demonstrated once again how great they are in supporting our events, and as a result, the racing industry is taking notice. There's going to be something big and special for those fans.
Whoa, that's a scoop. A scoop was just dropped on KMOX about NASCAR's race coming up in 2025. We'll be very much listening and waiting for that. Chris, I want to pass along www.raceway.com. I've enjoyed being in partnership with you and Curtis Francois and not only promoting this race, but NASCAR and everything that happens over at the track. I know it's been busy over there, and you're a big part of the St. Louis sports scene, and we appreciate your visits on Sports on a Sunday Morning very much. Good luck with the race, and we'll direct people to www.raceway.com to grab those tickets. I know that guys are going to be in town this week testing, aren't they?
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to recommend. If fans wanted to come by the track and pick up their tickets on Wednesday afternoon this week, there might be a little something extra in it for you, because we will have testing going on the track with 9 teams getting ready. And also there's a very good viewing spot from the Gateway Kartplex as well. So good opportunity to come over and have some fun and get to see some IndyCar practicing as they're getting ready for the Bommarito 500.
Ooh, another scoop dropped by Chris Blair. I like that a lot. I grew up around IndyCar. Now, I love NASCAR. Everybody knows I love NASCAR, but there's something about that IndyCar sound that reminds me of my dad. It reminds me of going over in Indianapolis, going to time trials. There's just something special about it. So as much as I can soak it in, I certainly will. I appreciate this, Chris. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Hey, no problem, Tom. It's normally you hear race cars in the background or a garage when I phone in. Right now you got Trans-Canada Highway. That's the noise in the background.
Listen to this guy.
I'll be back to St. Louis this evening.
He's running around in the great Northwest.
Yeah, so getting ready. My last break before that IndyCar race. So, but thank you again, and anytime. Always happy to be on the show.
Appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. Chris Blair, General Manager, Worldwide Technology Raceway, with us. IndyCar coming August 16th and 17th, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. So let's recap what we have learned today. One is that Giovanni Gallegos designated for assignment. Kyle Leahy has been recalled from Memphis. That move is twofold. One, Leahy brings a fresh arm to the bullpen and can help them in some high leverage situations if needed. He's been pretty good at that here early in his career. But secondly, Gio, while DFA'd, is still controlled by the Cardinals, and they have a little bit of window of time here where they could trade him if they need to. And they will be looking to do that, it does appear. So the trade deadline is Tuesday. Gio is available to trade should they find an appropriate trading partner, and perhaps that's a package deal for somebody. Now, John Mozeliak did come on the show at 11:30. You can hear the full interview. He's not going to show his hand necessarily, but he did reveal a few things, making phone calls, getting calls about lower-level prospects, but, all across the board, the judgment here is what is their stomach for trading a major prospect for a major pitcher, and where do they fall when it comes to that? I think also what you heard from him is the priority list. He did mention relief pitching first before he talked about pitching depth in the rotation. I will note that the first thing that he said was relief, but I think they go hand in hand. I think he's looking for pitching help in terms of a reliever or a starter. And then finally, he did mention right-handed side of the bat. It has been mentioned before, right-handed side of the plate, I should say. I don't know if that's as much of a priority for them, but they will be looking around, it does appear. And I think they'll be active here the next couple of days. But as I started the show, let's keep our expectations at a certain level, not too low, not too high, and see if they can strike at the deadline. I know this has been a frustrating time for Cardinals fans. I know that. I mean, look, I grew up one. I understand. This team, what we know around here is winning World Series or competing for the World Series. We'll see if the Cardinals can pull something off here over the next 48 hours that can boost that optimism. We'll take a break and turn things over to the Cardinals Radio Network at 12:20. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7.
And going over on 2, ill-advised, now Stahl.
Lucky. That's just the irony of it all. And, I didn't envision it going, in that direction. I could have never played the game with the thought process of making the Hall of Fame. I look back at it all, and I could just honestly say that everything that I could have ever imagined happened, and it happened for a reason. It wasn't easy, it was painful, but in the same token, it was pleasing. And if I look back at it all and how it all played itself out, I wouldn't change anything.
Dad, are you certain this is going to work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on